So this was my first collab on the channel, and of course I mess it up. I brought in my boy Am to make a collab, and yeah, there's no audio for most of the video, so I'm sorry, you're gonna have to stick with me doing this commentary. I think the video is still gonna be enjoyable. We picked the best song from each Trippie Red album. Like, comment, subscribe, as well as go check out Am's channel as well. He makes a ton of dope videos, and let's get on into it. So the first album we went ahead and did was A Love Letter to You 1. We're going in chronological order here. I let Am go first, and he went ahead and picked Can You Rap Like Me. I gotta get my fresh paper, boy, optimistic, inflicted. Funny enough, that was also my pick, and that's the only time that we had the same opinion. We can both really appreciate the lyrical ability from Trippie. The song does sound different than the more like moaning and screeching that he did on his older albums, and me personally, I don't like that as much, so that's why I went ahead and picked this song. So yeah, that's what we both had on the first one, and in the comments below for each album, let me know what your favorite song is. Next up, A Love Letter to You 2. Am went first. He went ahead and he picked Back of My Mind. I love Shawty in the back of my mind. I really like that pick from him. That would be my runner-up. And honestly, this song was ahead of its time if you think about it for what Trippie was putting out. This song was really different and kind of more of a pop style. And this song is just a super underrated gem on A Love Letter to You 2. My pick was Whoa Whoa Whoa. Wake up, fuck your bitch before I pay. I find this song really catchy. I think this is exactly like the go-to formula for Trippie back in the day. His chorus is really nice on it, his singing really nice on it. There's a feature as well. Trippie was in his bag for this song. Now for Life's a Trip, Am went ahead and chose Bang. She gon' let that shit bang for me, yeah. Which we both agree, like, Life's a Trip literally has no skips and is easily one of his best albums. It's a very consistent album as well, so it's hard to pick favorites. I really respect his choice. Bang's a catchy song. For my choice, I went ahead and I chose Wish. My runner-up would be Oomp's Revenge, just because, again, I have respect for lyrical Trippie. Like I said, we both agree that this album is really consistent. I also did throw a hot take in when we were talking, and that was that Dark Knight Dummo is a bottom tier song on this album. So, you know, I thought I'd still let you know, because I'm not scared. Now on to A Love Letter to You 3. Am went first, and he chose Negative Energy with Cody Shane. Taking that bitch straight to Mickey D's. She want a burger at 10 piece. I like that pick from him. That's another very consistent song. I think this is, again, Trippie's kind of main sound back in like 2018, I believe it was. This album is, again, very consistent, but there's only a few songs that actually stand out to me. My choice is kind of obvious, but I went with the first track, which is Topanga. Stop you in danger. I can take you to Topanga. Which we can both agree is like such a beautiful song and one of the best songs he's ever made. I wanted to choose 1499 Freestyle with Juice. I feel like Topanga is more purposeful for this album. It is by far the most beautiful song on this album as well. He absolutely killed it. That song deserved to be a hit. That's easily one of his best like emotional pieces that he has. And yeah, kind of an obvious choice there, but Topanga is what I got. Now on to Exclamation Mark, which we both agree is a very consistent album. This is an album that is each one of our favorites and has a ton of good songs. Am went first. He went ahead and he picked the title track, Exclamation Mark. I believe this song is produced by Diplo, which is a great duo. It is a very like pop style song, even like an EDM style song. Again, that was kind of the theme of this album. My pick is kind of weird. I went ahead and I did the underrated song, I Try. Which I thought was pretty funny because Am couldn't really remember what that sounded like, which, I mean, it is kind of an album filler song. I just weirdly have like nostalgia for that song and a liking to it. I was gonna pick Immortal with The Game, but I don't know, I Try just stands out more. I know it's a very simple song, doesn't really mean a ton. I also in this segment, you know, mentioned that this is when I became a Trippie fan, is when the Exclamation Mark rollout began. So at this time, you know, I was a newer fan back in 2019. And yeah, just throw that little fun fact in there for Exclamation Mark. It's a great album, it's super underrated, and I wish so many people didn't hate on it. But that's our picks. Let us know how you guys think about this kind of controversial album in the comments below. Next up is A Love Letter to You 4, which I mentioned is my personal favorite of the series. I let Am pick first, and his pick was unique. It was To the End of Time, which is an absolute vibe. We can both agree that A Love Letter to You 4 is literally no skips. Again, that's each one of our favorites. There's so many different songs on this album. There's sad, there's hype, there's love, there's heartbreak, and we're gonna see what he does with A Love Letter to You 5. It might be similar. I actually chose one that has always stood out to me and I found a liking to in like the past year or so, and I chose Lorraine. Just a very, very sad song. It's more like a poem, honestly. It is the intro to the album. He's just pouring his heart and soul into this song, and this one just hits deep. You know, I could have chose one of the other different love songs towards the beginning of the album, or just a different like banger like The Grinch or something, but I didn't. I chose Lorraine because that one is just the most unique to me and is always going to be one of the best. I know it's like not like a song compared to the other ones, and it is a very weird pick. It's very wacky, I know. So with that being said, that's all for the Love Letter to You series, and let's get going on to the next couple albums. Up next, we have another controversial album, one that wasn't that popular in Trippie's discography and brought a lot of hate, and one of the low points in his career is Pegasus. I let Am Chan pick first, and he chose TR666. That was with Sway Lee. His second pick that he chose is Sleepy Hollow, but either way, there's a ton of good songs on this. We can both agree that this album is definitely overhated. It's not perfect by any means. It's a very, very long album. It has a good mix of like rap, R&B, that type of stuff from Trippie. He definitely had like a style and like a theme he was going for. It just got a little bit boring, I would say. After months and months of listening, Too Fly is what I chose. Yeah, this one just flew underneath the radar. You know, it was not one of my favorites when the album dropped, but it just stuck with me. I think it's better than that Busta Rhymes joint, any of that type of stuff I would have chosen. Yeah, Too Fly stands out to me the most. I feel like Trippie's got some swagger on that track. I don't know, something's unique with that one, and there's some spookiness to it as well. Now on to Neon Shark, which was the rock deluxe to Pegasus, but it is basically its own album. Trippie's perfect for this style, so I'm glad he tried it out. We both agreed that we want him to do like a Neon Shark Part 2. Am Chan picked first. He chose Save Yourself. I love the energy on that song. I like that pick from him. That's definitely one of the best on the album. The track run that he has through like most of the first like 10 songs of this album is absolutely insane. Save Yourself is one of the best for sure. My pick was the second song, which was Without You. That's always been one of my favorites. I really just like the chorus on it. Most of these songs was just instrumentals as well, with Travis Barker going crazy, so I'm glad that they teamed up. And I love when rappers like Ian Dior, MGK, that type of stuff, like, I don't always listen to that type of stuff, but I really, really enjoy it when I do. That's Neon Shark. Let us know in the comments below. What did you guys think of this album? It's kind of a love or hate in the community. On to Trippie's last album that he has released, Trip at Night, which I made clear is one of my favorite albums of all time, as well as my favorite Trippie album, and is to me the most fun album ever. I let Am Chan pick first. He really enjoys this album as well. It's one of his favorites, which we discussed. We both agree there's no skips on Trip at Night, by the way. Let us know what you guys think of that in the comments below. He chose Supernatural. Love that pick from him. You know, he got the beat switch in there. I think I was a fan of like the second half of the song for a while, like with the beat switch, that was like a no-brainer. And then we both agreed that the first half of the song is crazy because he's really rapping his ass off. It's really impressive, and the beats, the energy on this album was insane. Like I said, it's a super fun song, and this song with the 808s, just the bass, I mean, oh my god, it's insane. For me, I just want to pick my favorite song, one that defines the album, and I'll be comfortable picking if I only had one song to choose off the album. So I had to go with Molly Hearts. Now this was not one of my favorite songs. I didn't even mention it in my end of the year list video last year. I mentioned a ton of other songs, but I feel like when I have to choose one that defines this album, it has to be this beat, this sound, this flow, just this energy from Trippie. I think he absolutely killed it. I didn't want to pick Miss the Rage. It's an absolute anthem, but we both agreed that's not one of the best on this album, despite it being a classic hip-hop song and all that. There's other songs like Matt Hardy, Demon Time, which are my favorite, but I didn't want to pick because those aren't like the best rage beats that define this album. And to me, Molly Hearts is one I've been enjoying a lot this year. Lastly, before we wrap up this video, I want you guys in the comments below to put your favorite song on each Trippie album. Let us know in the comments below whose list is better, Am Chan or mine. Let me know in the comments below. I want to see. Again, thank you Am Chan for coming along on this video. We can probably record something very soon with the Love Letter to You 5 coming out, so hopefully you guys are excited for that album. We'll be covering that more on the channel for sure. Like, comment, subscribe, and again, I'm sorry that I messed up this video, but I still hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out.